Hey guys. So, guess what? My state has been going through a lot, like all these other states this year, we all know. And my movie theaters have been closed. But lately this week they've opened. So of course you expect me to get my ass off this chair and go drive to the movie theaters to go see some movies. That's what I do. And out of all the movies to check out, the one that I decided to check out the most, the one I think really deserves to be checked out for being just so popular and great, is the one and only Tenet. Yeah, Tenet. So if I was gonna trick you and say something else, no, Tenet. There's nothing to joke. Tenet is no laughing matter. All right, it's Tenet. Like, let's be honest. Tenet has been received very popular reviews as being considered the one of the greatest films of the year so far, and that's actually saying a ton since this year's variety of movies has been interesting. Yeah. But Tenet was is a pretty fun movie, a lot of people say. And today I'm going to talk about it and see what I thought about it. So when I went to the movie theaters to go finally see Tenet, I'm going to sit down right now and tell you what I think of this movie, what I have to say about it. Do I hate it? Do I like it? Do I love it? Do I think it's the worst movie ever made? Let's find out right now. And the first thing we're going to look at, of course, is the cast and crew members. That's perfect. Now, one thing we want to know: this movie was made by the one and only Christopher Nolan. The one of the greatest action directors of all time. He made The Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar. He made a lot of great action movies. Now, and so it's good he would make a great one for this one. But who did he choose for the roles? Well, our starring role is not really that much explained of the name, but he's played by John David Washington, who you may remember for some other interesting, more adult movies. I'm too young to know about those or known to seeing those, but yeah, he's been pretty popular for some movies, but not very for most. But yeah, he's in this movie. He's our protagonist, our main character. Who else is in this movie? Well, there's some other favorites like Robert Pattinson, Kenneth Branagh. There's Aaron Taylor Johnson, Michael Caine, and there's even a fun little variety of hot actresses like Elizabeth Debicki or Clemens Posey. A lot of good ones out there. This movie's cast and crew, I'll admit, isn't the most memorable to me, but hey, they still at least do a good job performing. They definitely can still work with a good performance. So I guess that's all that matters. How do they pull off their roles? Well, the movie doesn't really mean so much to the characters. I mostly just come to these movies to look at the action. I'll talk about the action later, but right now I just want to say what I think about the cast and crew. Well, yeah, like I said, not all of them are really that notable to me. They could be very notable to others, and I can respect what those others love seeing for this. So there you go. Hope you're happy, fellas. The people who love the choices, I'm glad you got to see them all in one movie. Great. It's great. Even though I probably don't know a lot of them, I'm glad you all do. Yeah, that's kind of my opinion, so why should I talk about y'all? But happy y'all enjoyed the movie. Our next thing we're going to look at is, like I said, the action. Because, this is an action movie. Now, let me tell you something. No duh, the action's awesome in this. Like, it's directed by Christopher Nolan, okay? He puts together some of the greatest action movies ever. Alright? Well, at least for now. He didn't really do that much movies back then in the 20th century. He mostly was working on all these awesome action movies we've seen in this century. And they're all pretty awesome. So, of course, Tenet would be looking cool, and it looks pretty sweet. There's a lot of moments in the film that are made with his explosions and stuff. And it's not like a Michael Bay movie where it's nothing but explosions, because they actually do have a lot more. Like, for example, there's the whole idea of reverse technology. Like, some of the effect involves things going on, happening in reverse. They mostly use reverse engine. But what's really cool is that they tie that into the overall film. So they're able to make it look realistic. So they did that back then, it probably would have a lot of flops that we teens would be saying, oh, this is the worst movie ever, that's a terrible effect. But no, they actually do work, of course. They all actually fit in really well. And it's great to see it all tie into the whole film. I like it. Any other effects? Well, there are a lot of cool gunshots that go in reverse. A lot of great effects involves reverse, and there's also a lot of great explosions. It's kind of just the whole idea of the effect, like motion. But that's something that Christopher Nolan should be proud of for finding new ways to create great stories. And the best way to go with it is to just focus on all the action being put in reverse form. It's cool. It's really cool. I like it. It's nice. It's really adds to all the fun we see in this. And there's also some pretty cool deaths in this movie. Like, there are moments in the film where we actually see characters have the pose of death, and you know, are you one of those people who likes to look at the people who are dead so close and try to find a mistake and try to notice if they're breathing or not? If you do that, I don't want to hear your opinion on this movie, because I actually do believe that some people were struggling, because there was actually a scene in the movie that featured a ton of dead people. Like, it's a whole entire big giant room of dead people. I see dead people. And I feel like you people who like to notice and see if they're still moving, trying to find a flop in this movie, you do that, you definitely could do that. I don't do it, but you do it, okay, I don't care. Either way, the action's pretty cool. I like how much fun there is. It really does add a lot, and it's cool to see Christopher Nolan put something new together. That's why he's one of the best action directors ever. Now, the last thing I want to talk about that's could be something is the story. How's the story put together? Well, let's explain the story in full frontal detail. Let's go. Armed with only one word, Tenet, and fighting for the survival of the entire world, a protagonist journeys through the twilight world of an international espionage of a mission that will unfold in somewhat beyond real time. That's what happens in the movie. Like I said earlier, it's all moments happening in reverse styles. That's kind of something that can be hard to understand, even for adults. Because you can wonder how that makes sense and all, but it has kind of been the case for some other action movies from Nolan. Now, the reason I don't give a crap is because for action movies like this, I mostly only come sit in the theater to look at the action. Yeah, I mostly only come to see how cool it looks, all the visuals. That's mostly what I come for. The story I mostly just like to take in to see if it works with the action, because if the story was 100% awful, that probably would cause the action to not be fun. And with that being said, since I thought the action was fun, I might as well just say the story's fun. It's a tough story to follow, you have to keep playing. This movie is long. It's 150 minutes, and while I have seen longer movies, since the story's hard to understand, that just what makes the movie feel much longer. It makes it feel longer than The Return of the King. That's saying a lot, because Lord of the Rings Return of the King is a super long movie, like super long. And yeah, since Tenet feels longer than that's saying a lot. But really though, even though Tenet's story can be hard to follow, it's probably easier to follow for some more older adults. At least I found the action to be pretty cool. And you know what? That's fine, because, like I said, that's something Christopher Nolan's good at. Like earlier, I said it's great to see him find new ways to make action noticeable, because if he was just recycling old stories from other movies he made, or other movies from other times, like if he just made an unknown remake of Inception and just decided to just make us pay extra for that would be a problem. But since they were able to think of a new story to work with the excuse of the new visuals, and I like that, okay? I like how they're able to think of a new story. I like how they're not just going to recycle an old story and just remake it just for the sake of running out of ideas and already complaining. Look, I had all this action. This looks freaking awesome, okay? Be happy that you have it. No one was able to work something. That's good. Good job, Nolan. Good job. Nolan certainly knows what he's doing. He's put together a story. He's able to add more to it and keep it going, because all the reverse psychology that happens in the movie all is recycled in, where they have to try and show more. I'm not going to explain more about how the story goes, because I don't want to spoil the movie too much. But with that matter of fact, I'll just go with my final word. in conclusion, Tenet is a pretty badass movie. While the story can be hard to follow, at least the action works, and at least they were able to pull something off, and at least I was able to sit back in the theater and look at this movie again. I do want to say one thing before I go. Movie theaters are opening up again. And you know what I don't want? You know what I hate? You know what pissed me off hard? If all the rules they have at these movie theaters that we have to follow are broken on purpose, if people decide to break the rules on purpose and just make and cause more deaths in COVID-19, if people decide to break the rules at the movie theaters, if people decide to go ahead and just not wear a mask, not social distance, and just lick everything and just spit on everyone and get spit and just cause more deaths, if they want to actually do this and cause movie theaters to have to close up again, I think they should be in jail. I have another little opinion I want to share. I think the government should make a new law where it's illegal to get coronavirus or cause coronavirus cases on purpose. I think it should be illegal to get the coronavirus on purpose because that's just causing problems. People are deciding to purposely get it so they can just have for fun, you know. I'm in quarantine. I might as well do something like that. Yeah, so you can cause more people to get horny. I hope you're happy with yourself. I hope you're happy. You're happy. That's all that matters. Sorry, but I just really hate it. I like this. I'm gonna go ahead. Every time I review a recent release movie, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about this and how annoying it is. People really should learn not to ruin this for all of us. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Tenet's a good movie. I recommend it. Go ahead and watch it. Get your ass in that movie theater. Follow the rules. And enjoy the movie.